NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. We've got drama brewing in Buffalo with Stefon Diggs. Is the pitch clock at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia moving just a little too fast? And the Mbappe Real Madrid saga continues. Let's get into the crossover. The Denver Nuggets became NBA champions last night for the first time ever, beating the Miami Heat 95-88 in Game 5. The Nuggets came out a little bit flat, couldn't shoot from three, struggled at the line, but a big third quarter and some nervy fourth quarter moments got them over the line. They are finally NBA champions, and what an insane playoff run that Denver had. They beat the Timberwolves in 5, the Suns in 6, which would be the closest series they had. They swept the Lakers, and they finally beat the Heat in 5. They lost 4 playoff games throughout this whole run. Lost 1 at home to the Heat, which did come in these finals. But the Denver Nuggets have finally done it. Nikola Jokic, we talked about him before. I didn't really see much of him nor the Nuggets throughout the regular season, but this playoffs, they really, really impressed me. Jokic didn't get the regular season MVP, but he did get finals MVP. And he didn't even celebrate that much. He won the NBA championship. The most emotion that we saw was him with his brothers and his family. His brothers throwing up Malone up in the air on the court after winning it all. And in the locker room, there was a couple of videos that came out of him trying to throw champagne, just give him a little spurt of champagne in the post-game conference. He didn't even remember that he needed to do the parade. He asked, wait, when's the parade? On Thursday, oh, bro, I need to go home. I just want to go home. He just wants to get back to Serbia, get back to his horses. Apparently, there's a big horse race on Sunday going on in his town, and he has a horse running in that race. His horse won it last year, so he just wants to get back to horse racing, get back to Serbia, get back to his life. So, kind of funny to see such a big superstar be so humble and not even really celebrate that much. I'm sure he celebrated afterwards, just not on camera. But it was just interesting to see. Who was celebrating a lot last night was Aaron Gordon. He was seen on the streets of Denver with no shirt on, still in the shorts that he used during the game, celebrating with the fans. He was hanging out of a car, bumping up and down, smoking his cigar, having himself a night, pulling a little Jack Grealish, and you love to see that. Aaron Gordon, what a player. Insane playoff run this year. He played a massive role in these NBA Finals, so they deserve it. Shout out to the Nuggets, and shout out as well to the GM and the owner of the Nuggets, trusting Malone. Malone, 8 years at the helm of the Denver Nuggets with no championships. In a day and age where if you don't win in 2 to 3 years, the head coach gets just thrown out. The Denver Nuggets trusted Malone, trusted his process, drafted smart, brought in key acquisitions, and kind of built this whole team from nothing, and now they're NBA champions, so shout out to them. Mike Malone, the second longest streak of a head coach not winning a championship is staying with the team, 8 years. The only one that was longer was Pat Riley, who stayed with the Heat for 9 years without a championship. Pat Riley then went on to play a huge part of the Miami Heat, still does today, and he kept that same mentality with Spoelstra, where Spoelstra is the coach of the Miami Heat. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you can leave. He's back in Spoelstra 100%, and I like to see that in a day and age where superstars just run the league and coaches just get cycled through. Grab a guy, let him build a culture, which they did here with Denver. Denver now has a culture. They have a sustainable team that they have signed for the next couple of years and are now a powerhouse of the NBA. So beautiful story all around there. Also, shout out to the GM for bringing in 3 massive acquisitions in the offseason. With the first pick that they had in the draft, they brought in Christian Braun, or Brown, however you want to pronounce it, who is just a proven winner. He won 3 state championships in high school. His first year at Kansas wins the national championship, and now is an NBA champion. So massive pick there. Bruce Brown brought in on a very team-friendly deal. Also just an absolute unit, a great player that was added and played a massive role throughout this whole playoffs. And then KCP, he had won it before. He's got a great shot. They brought him in, played another massive role here for the Nuggets. He has now won 2 championships in 4 years. Obviously, just won last night, and he won with the Lakers in the bubble. So brought in a proven winner there. He knew what it took to win a championship. So massive acquisitions there that played huge roles here for the Nuggets. And another shout out to DeAndre Jordan, who last night became an NBA champion. Who would have thought the Lob City Clippers of him, Blake Griffin, and Chris Paul, that he would be the first to be an NBA champion? But he now is. Another funny part of last night, owner Cranky, owner of the Nuggets, in the post-game interview, I forget her name, but she was interviewing him afterwards. She's holding the mic out for him to speak, and for some reason he decided to just whisper in her ear, and you see her kind of trying to point the mic back a little bit. What are you doing, guy? Just talking to the mic. You don't need to be whispering into her ear. You look weird. You look creepy. But hey, shout out to them for winning it. Another thing I don't understand is why in American sports, when a team wins, why do you hand the trophy off to the owner? It makes no sense. Just hand it off to the players, like in soccer. You hand it off to the captain brings it over to the team. They have a little team moment. They raise the cup. I feel like it just looks a lot better. The players have been working for this moment their whole lives. Just hand it to the players. I know that the owners have like a big part to do in this, but just give the trophy to the players. Let the players celebrate. The owner can get it later. I just think it looks better. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing in the Super Bowl. I think it's the same thing in the World Series. The Stanley Cup, I think they actually give it to the players, which is nice because you always see that little trophy lift and the kiss. So shout out to the NHL for doing that. But these three other leagues, come on, just give the trophy to the players. Let the players celebrate. They've been working for it their whole lives. I personally think it just looks better, but it is what it is. Now going on to the Miami Heat. What a playoff run, too. I mean, Jimmy Butler was getting a lot of flack last night. He was kind of MIA in the beginning of the game. He only came on in like the last couple of minutes. He went out, scored 8 straight points, and gave the Miami Heat the lead. But to me, the Miami Heat lost the NBA Finals last round against the Celtics. They were up 3-0. They let the Celtics come all the way back. They had to go to a Game 7. They're obviously not the more talented team between them and the Nuggets. And those extra 3 games against Boston just kind of tired them out. I mean, if you look at what they've done, they came in as the 8th seed. They had to play 2 play-in games. They had to fight through the Celtics. They had to fight through the Knicks. They had to fight through the Bucks. It was just an extremely tiring season. Apparently, Jimmy Butler, it looked like he was injured. It looked like he had something going on with his ankle. But being the competitor that he is, he came out after the game and said, "My ankle's fine. We just lost because we weren't good enough." Doesn't want to blame it on the ankle. No excuses for Jimmy Butler, but it's obvious that he was kind of hurt. And the Heat just need a little bit more. I feel like there was way too much placed onto the role players, especially when Jimmy wasn't at his best. I personally think that they need Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard said that one of the teams he would like to join is the Heat, so I think that the Heat needs to do absolutely everything to get Damian Lillard this offseason. I thought that would be kind of Kyle Lowry's spot to shine and put the team on his back, but Lowry hasn't really panned out in Miami. He hasn't been getting as many minutes as I thought he would get. So I think that, and I think Spo knows that. I think Pat Riley knows that. They need more help on this Heat lineup. It was an insane run here from the Heat, but they were kind of just burnt out at the end. They've played way too many games. Going up against a more rested, more talented Nuggets team, they really had no chance. But I love Jimmy Butler. I think that he was getting some unfair flack after the game. You kind of got to remember that he's the only reason that they're here. He completely willed this 8th seed team into the finals. So shout out to Jimmy. Hopefully he can get one here next season or the season after. I just want to see Jimmy win a championship. And yeah, shout out to these 2 teams. Kind of a boring NBA Finals, a lot of people were saying, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the Nuggets. I enjoyed the Jokic story. I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed the celebrations from Aaron Gordon, so shout out to them. This now closes off the NBA season. Looking into very early odds for next season, the Nuggets are favored to repeat because obviously why wouldn't they be? Second is the Bucks, Celtics, Suns, Warriors, Sixers, Lakers, Cavs, Clippers, and Heat. Heat at number 10 I feel like is way too low. I feel like the Heat have been very competitive these past couple of years. They've shown that they have the playoff mentality and that they have the grit to get where they need to go. And I think, again, if they add Damian Lillard, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But also, so are the Nuggets. They've got a whole bunch of guys coming back. Malone said right after the game, "We don't want just one. We're going to keep running this." It seems like they have a culture set in stone. It seems like they're probably going to be adding somebody new in the offseason. So we'll see what happens here next season. Now we've got trades. We've got acquisitions going on in the summer, which is always a fun part. And we've also still got the draft coming up. So the NBA season has now come to an end. And somebody in a league who is deep into the offseason, the NFL, kind of building up. We're almost coming towards the NFL season here. Mandatory minicamp started today. And up in Buffalo, somebody who was not there was Stefon Diggs. So apparently Stefon Diggs came into the building today, met with Sean McDermott and the GM. And I don't know what happened in those meetings, but Stefon Diggs left right before practice, didn't practice with the team. Obviously, he's going to be getting fined. He doesn't care. He's upset with something that the team did. It's kind of unclear. Sean McDermott came out after practice and said he's extremely concerned with the whole situation with Stefon Diggs, because why wouldn't he be? He's their number one wide receiver. Josh Allen came out and said that he loves Diggs. He's like his brother. He thinks that there could have been some better communication between the team and Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs. So I don't really know what's happening there. My assumption is that he was kind of upset with the whole D-Hop situation. We saw Von Miller really pushing for D-Hop, saying that he's very close with D-Hop and he wants D-Hop on the team. I don't know if they were trying to bring in D-Hop and have D-Hop number one and have Stefon Diggs number two, and he was upset about that. But Stefon Diggs last year literally said, I don't know what we can do to get better. I'm kind of tired of not being able to get there. He obviously has the iconic picture watching the Kansas City Chiefs celebrating the AFC Championship. So we'll see what happens here with this situation. Very touchy situation. Hopefully Stefon Diggs can get back with the team and they can put this all behind them. Whatever it was, I'm hoping that it's not anything that's going on with his mental health and that Stefon Diggs just isn't in a good place to play football right now, because we all want to see Stefon Diggs. But hey, if you're not happy in Buffalo, you're already friends with Dable, just move on down to the Giants. We'll take it. We need a wide receiver. So Stefon, maybe just come down to the Giants. Maybe just come down to the Giants, get out of Buffalo after all those years, and just come party with us. But again, the Giants are not without their own controversy, as Saquon Barkley was also not at Giants minicamp today. He is obviously upset that he was franchise tagged. Him and the team were trying to work something out. He denied $14 million from the Giants. He said that he wanted to be paid more than that. He's looking for something between $16 and $17 million. He's also upset now that confidential information about the negotiations has come out into the media. He doesn't want to be portrayed as the bad guy. Obviously, Saquon, key to our offense. He is the reason that Daniel Jones looked so good last year. He carried this Giants team when they were struggling. He's been the light of this Giants team. He just wants to be paid respectfully, were his words. So, something else to keep an eye out on here. Saquon not at minicamp. Hopefully we can get this figured out, because I think that the Giants 100% need Saquon Barkley back next year to keep rolling, to keep building, and to hopefully one day get to the Super Bowl here. The Giants also came out and said today that they're not looking to re-sign Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams' contract is up at the end of the season. This season he is getting a $32.26 million hit on the cap. That's the highest of all interior defensive linemen in the NFL. He was injured last year. It looked like the Giants were looking to re-sign him, but then it seems like after some negotiations, he's looking for too much money, is what I'm assuming, and the Giants aren't willing to give him that. Again, Joe Sheen is trying to rework this whole cap, fix up all of the issues from the David Gettleman era. So Giants not looking to re-sign Leonard Williams. I don't know if he's going to be getting the money that he wants anywhere else. I don't know if the Giants are going to try to work something out in the middle of the season or at the end of next season if he's going to take a pay cut. Doesn't seem like that's what he wants, but we'll see what happens there. Another lineman in New York that is looking for a contract, Quinnen Williams with the Jets. They still have no contract. His contract is up at the end of the year. Obviously, they have 2 more years that they could franchise tag him, but I don't see Quinnen Williams accepting that. He said that he wants between $25 to $30 million. He is the best lineman that the Jets have, key part to that team. So hopefully the Jets can figure something out with him as well. Who the Jets have signed is today they signed Adrian Amos to a $4 million 1-year deal. And again, the New York Jets are becoming slowly but surely the New York Packers, as this is the 8th former Packer that has signed with the New York Jets, most notably, obviously, Aaron Rodgers. The Jets have a stacked defense, and they just keep on building upon them. The Jets obviously want to win now. They signed Aaron Rodgers for a reason. They put some key parts around Aaron Rodgers that he liked, namely Lazard and Cobb. So the New York Jets slowly turning into the New York Packers, looking to win now And Amos, big add to that defense that was already stacked. Another player who is out of contract is the Patriots running back James Robinson. 3 months after signing with the Patriots, he has been released. And obviously with the whole D-Hop situation going on right now, D-Hop has a meeting scheduled for Thursday. He just met with the Titans, where the Titans gave him the VIP treatment. It looked absolutely insane. He got picked up in a Sprinter van. They already had a graphic. D-Hop, welcome to Nashville. They had him CGI'd into the Titans uniform. So the Titans making a big push, and with the Patriots, the fact that they just signed him and now they're cutting him, I can't help but believe that Bill is trying to fix some salary cap to kind of fit D-Hop into his offense. And last thing here for the NFL, other running back that is now a free agent, Dalvin Cook said that he is in no rush to find a team. He's just looking for the right fit. Apparently he's liking this whole attention that he's getting in free agency, a whole bunch of teams reaching out to him. He's enjoying it. And again, we have 1 month to figure all of these things out. All of these need to be resolved by July 17th. So we've got about a month here. And hopefully everybody can just figure everything out. Hopefully Diggs is back in Buffalo. Saquon is back with the Giants. Quinnen Williams gets his contract with the Jets. And everybody can win a Super Bowl next year. Going on into the MLB, a story that recently broke that kind of surprised me, if I'm being honest. The Philadelphia pitch clock, the Phillies obviously, is their pitch clock going too fast? So I hadn't even heard about this at all, but apparently they've already submitted one claim to the MLB that's saying that they feel like the pitch clock at their home stadium, Citizens Bank Park, is moving too fast. Aaron Nola recently came out and said that when we come home, it seems like the pitch clock is moving faster. And they now submitted another claim to the MLB saying, hey, the pitch clock is moving faster at Citizens Bank Park than any other stadium in the MLB. It makes no sense to me how that's even possible. But 60 games in, there's going to be another investigation into the Philadelphia Phillies pitch clock. I don't know how it can happen. Rob Manfred needs to figure this out. There's already been a whole bunch of controversy with the pitch clock. I think it's a good idea, but you cannot be having the pitch clock moving faster in one stadium compared to another stadium. I feel like it's a simple fix. It's just a stopwatch, and it just goes. But apparently the Phillies pitch clock is moving faster than any other pitch clock in the MLB. Keeping with the MLB, the Oakland A's beat the Tampa Bay Rays last night. The A's are the worst team in baseball. The Rays are the best team in baseball, so massive upset there. The A's looking to make it 7 games in a row that they have won tonight. And the A's have been in the news for all of the wrong reasons. Obviously, their move to Vegas has upset their fans. Their fans have been boycotting the games. Nobody's going to the games. More fans at minor league games than Oakland A's games. But tonight, the fans, after seeing 6 straight wins from the Oakland A's, have organized a reverse boycott. So it seems like we're going to have another full house here in Oakland tonight. Demand for tickets has gone up by 53%, bringing the average price for tickets from $49 to $75. So for my sake, I hope that the A's win all of the games against the Rays. I believe it's 3, maybe 4. But the fans will be back tonight as the A's look to make it 7 in a row. We've also got the Subway Series kicking off tonight. So that's the Yankees versus the Mets. Game 1 of 2. It is only a 2-game series. We've got Severino versus Scherzer tonight. And it's going to be a little bit of a deflated Subway Series as there's going to be no Aaron Judge and no Pete Alonso for either team. So now let's move on to soccer or football. We're a couple days removed here from Manchester City winning the Champions League and the end of club football. And Mbappe has announced that he will not extend his contract with PSG, meaning that his contract with the team will be up at the end of the season. So now, obviously, this is a concerning situation for PSG as they just lost Messi. There's rumors about them possibly losing Neymar this summer as well. And now the last guy that they would have is Mbappe, obviously their biggest asset. And they don't want to lose him for free because why would they? Mbappe is kind of the only player right now that they have that they can get a good amount of money for. And now that he's said that he doesn't want to be back and he's not going to extend with the team, PSG has said, no. You're either going to extend or we're going to sell you off this season because we cannot be losing you for free. PSG kind of in shambles right now. Not looking good. Obviously, if you watched last week's video, Florentino Perez came out and somebody asked him, I think he was walking into a hotel or he was walking into a lunch or something, and they asked him, are you going to get Mbappe? He said yes, but not this year. So I can't help but believe that he kind of already knew what Mbappe was going to do. Apparently, Mbappe and Florentino Perez have already made amends as Mbappe apologized to Florentino Perez from what happened between him saying that he was going to go to Madrid and then signing for PSG. So, interesting to watch here. PSG said that they're looking for $150 million for Mbappe, which kind of doesn't really make any sense. Why would you pay that much money for a guy who is going to be out of contract at the end of the year and you can just get him for free next season? But PSG determined not to have that happen. Today, Real Madrid came out and announced that they are, or not announced, but it's rumored that they're willing to pay up to $200 million for Mbappe. So we could possibly see Mbappe going to Madrid this year. Mbappe has said he wants to stay at PSG this year and then evaluate his options. Probably trying to help out Madrid and keep him for free, but PSG is not going to let that happen. He's either going to extend or he's going to be sold, so we very well could see Mbappe in a Madrid jersey next year. But in case we don't, Madrid is closing in on striker Joselu, however you want to say it, from Espanyol, so they have a backup plan already aligned there. Bayern Munich has pulled out of the race for Declan Rice, so this can't help but believe that Arsenal will be getting Declan Rice. That was kind of already clear, but I guess Bayern was pushing for him, and now that they've pulled out, it's more likely than not that he will be an Arsenal player next year, as we all already suspected. We've also got some big Chelsea and Inter Milan meetings this week. Now, I didn't know about a lot of this. I just found out today through Fab. Shout out Fab. But obviously the main point of discussion for this meeting is going to be Lukaku's future, whether he goes back to Chelsea, stays at Milan. He's kind of been in this back and forth between these two, so we'll see what happens there. But Inter Milan are also planning on asking about Koulibaly and has set Koulibaly as their main target, obviously center back from Chelsea. And they will also ask about Chalobah. And a piece of interesting news here, they will also be discussing the possibility of Onana moving to Chelsea, so we could also see Onana in a Chelsea jersey next year. Now, keeping with the term of soccer, tomorrow we've got the first semifinals for the Nations League at 2:45 between Croatia and the Netherlands. So I will be watching that. We'll cover that tomorrow. And breaking news, Adidas has released an 125th year anniversary kit for the Italy national team. It's the first ever commemorative kit that Adidas has put out. It looks absolutely awesome. It's all white. It has gold. Very simple. I think it's supposed to bring back the 1910 or 1912, something like that, feel when they beat France. It's got the laurel wreath around the Italy crest. It looks like a sick jersey. It looks so regal and royal. So first ever Adidas commemorative jersey that they will be wearing apparently in the final of the Nations League, but we don't know if they're even going to make it to the final. I don't know if they're going to wear it on Thursday when they play Spain, but sick jersey here for Italy. Good job by Adidas there. I feel like the laurel wreath looks awesome and it just fits the Italian national team. Sports going on tonight. Obviously in the NHL, we could see the NHL coming to an end as the Las Vegas Golden Knights will look to win their first ever Stanley Cup as well. A night after the Nuggets did it. They're looking to beat the Florida Panthers tonight. So I will be watching that. We'll cover that tomorrow. Possibly seeing the end of the NHL and the NBA back-to-back nights. So it's going to start slowing down here for sports. MLB, notable games. We've got the Subway Series, which we already talked about, between the Yankees and the Mets. The A's looking to stay hot against the Tampa Bay Rays in the reverse boycott game. A couple of interleague matchups. We've got the Orioles and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays looking to get back onto form and move up in the AL East. The Cubs facing off against the Pirates, looking to climb the NL Central. And the Angels looking to climb up the AL West as they do face the Texas Rangers. So a whole bunch in this episode. We've got the Nuggets, NBA champions. We've got drama all over the place in the NFL with minicamp starting. We've got the pitch clock in Philly. We've got Mbappe to Madrid. These are all stories to keep our eyes out for. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for watching. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Come back every day for daily videos about everything going on in the sports world. And hit that like button, comment, just say hi, help out the algorithm. And this has been The Crossover.